since 1978 and always wanted to be on a wellness team. And here I am at Thompson Health, spreading the word of good nutrition and healthy practices to not only our associates, but out in the community. So thank you for this invitation. I think stress management is such an important topic, especially now as we live our crazy lives with our historical pandemic. And I do want to quote Gail Shellman, said it very, very well when she sent out the note about the different dates. And she was saying, my dear friends, once you are diagnosed, both the patient and your partners, your care partners, you face a number of ongoing life changes complicated by stress, anxiety, and perhaps depression. And it can actually worsen, unfortunately, your Parkinson's symptoms and increase pressure on your care partners as well. So I'm so grateful to be here, and hopefully I could shed a little light on things that may be stressing us, we may not even realize, and ways to dissipate that stress. And before I start, I have to share my stress management outfit. I always wear my keep calm and ... For each of us, excuse me, stress management is different. What do you need to do in order to relieve your stress? I always say keep calm and breathe. And I'll be talking to you about how to breathe properly, using all of our body parts to really have a good sustaining breath and a replenishing breath. And of course, I have to share my socks with you because silly socks are important. They're red and white stripes. So silly socks also to just let your silly out. Sometimes we take life a little too seriously, and life can be serious, but we do have to pause and try to be a little silly. Some people will say I let my silly out a little too much, but I do like to laugh, and I do like to make other people laugh, and it's contagious and it's very healthy. You use your abdominal muscles, you get those endorphins out, and to help you to feel better too. And we'll talk more about that. Excuse me. Excuse me, I have my hairball in my throat. So we'll go over a little introduction. I'd like to give you some helpful hints for managing your stress, some proper breathing techniques, and also other forms of relaxation like a body scan. And I'll share that all with you. Some stretching exercises. Just getting up and stretching is so important for our bodies to keep ourselves functioning properly. Our bodies are so amazing, but we got to keep them in good shape. So I have some of those. Other than the stretching exercises, some of them might be similar to the ones I gave at the last time we were speaking at the end of last year. Another way of relaxing is visual imagery, trying to get to your happy place. And I have a script that we read that hopefully will just help you to be calm and peaceful and enjoy the rest of your day, and just find a moment each day to find your happy place. And I did send the handout about 10 tips for seeing the telltale signs of being stressed out. I don't know if you could see that very well, but hopefully that came through, Pen, and if not, I could resend it. And then also tactics for a less stressed lifestyle. I have to be careful how I say my S's. My sister is a speech pathologist, and I have a tendency to go stir instead of S. So I'll say stress instead of stress. Our introduction to stress, and I think everyone can attest to the fact that we all can have stressful times in our life, the different ups and downs that we feel each and every day and throughout the years. And it really is very, very common. And of course, the more responsibilities we take on, the more stress we have. So we're in control, my friends. We need to be kind to our bodies and remember what we're doing to ourselves physically and mentally. And it has been studied that stress is certainly linked to the top 6 causes of death in the US. And some are even estimating that 75 to 90% of all visits to physicians are related to mental health issues. And my heart was a little saddened 2 years ago now, and I could only imagine it's probably worse. But I was at a wonderful meeting in the community with Canandaigua schools. It's called the Character Ed committee, and it's teaching children to be responsible. Some of you may be familiar with it, just really engaging the community with our children in the schools to show them how to be good citizens. And no matter where they go in their lives, being a good citizen is so important for this world that we all live in together. And they were saying that even then, the visits to the children's pediatricians or physicians were related a large part to mental health. So I can only imagine with this pandemic and this hybrid, being in school, not being in school, that it certainly has affected their mental health, just like all of us, that this crazy time we're living just has added yet one more stress, and the isolation hasn't been good either. But doing these Zooms are wonderful, wonderful opportunities for us to stay connected. And of course, having extra stress on these bodies can lead to other health conditions. Those who might have high blood pressure, their blood pressure may be going up, that extra pressure on that heart. We could be a little bit more grouchy than perhaps we normally are, because I mean, life can make you a little irritable, but sometimes stress can make it that much more so. Added anxiety, we could even become immobilized, that we can't even be active because we're so stressed out. People who have had migraines have experienced even more intense migraines. And another negative effect is insomnia, and our bodies need to replenish. Getting a good night's sleep is so important for us, friends, and we'll talk more about that. We could even have some breathing issues. You could get to the point where you are not able to catch your breath because you have such anxiety, such stress. Some people overeat, some people can't eat when they're so stressed. So these are all not good health conditions that come as a result of the stress on our bodies. We lose our endurance, our stamina. And so all of these things say to ourselves, boy, we really need to take pause and see what we can do. Most of us really do thrive when we have a challenge, variety, and manageable changes in our lives. But when it becomes too much and too overwhelming, it really can impact us both physically and mentally. And chronic, constant stress definitely impacts our overall well-being. So basically, the message that I'm saying and repeating is that it's important to take steps to really lower that stress level in all of our lives, to live healthier lives. And these are some tips in addition to what we sent as the takeaway. Being and staying present. I have to admit, I'm terrible at it. My poor husband, Marty, we've been together, it'll be 47 years, married 43 years, and he always tries to remind me to be present. I'm always thinking ahead. In all of my 40 years of being in nutrition and food service management, I always had to think ahead, constantly making decisions, constantly directing here and there. So I have difficulty staying present, but now with this job, I don't have the level of responsibility. I'm really trying to be a lot more present and just being focused on today, not worrying about yesterday, not worrying about the future, but having this moment, just having this pause. So important to take care of ourselves, eating the right meals. We talked about the last time, eating well-balanced meals. Food is our fuel, and the mixture of the different food groups working together gives us our best nutrition. You want to go for your lean proteins. You want to go for your whole grains, your beautiful fruits and vegetables. You want to go with the lower fat dairy products. And if you just can't stand the lower fat, just cut your portion a little bit more. And always remember to have water around. Water hydration is so important, and water is really the best. So excuse me, cheers to everyone. Mm-hmm. What we want to do too is keeping active daily, and also just getting up and walking if able to, doing exercises in a chair, just keeping ourselves moving. And if we've been seated for an hour, it's so important to get yourself up and stretch. And we'll talk about stretching exercises. A good night's sleep. How many people get 7 to 9 hours of sleep? Please raise your hand. Anybody get 7 to 9 hours of sleep? That's what's recommended for adults. For children, it's 9 to 11, but I know I'm not always a good person when coming to between 7 to 11. A lot of times I cut myself short, but most adults really do need that 7 to 9 hours a night. And if we could all try to get a little bit more rest, because we're definitely giving our bodies that time to replenish. Different relaxation techniques as I'm going to be sharing with you, but just a good deep breath, and we'll talk about the proper way to take a deep breath. Just closing our eyes and picturing ourselves in our happy place, as I mentioned. Just quiet reflection, prayer, relaxing music, just even for just a few minutes. Surprisingly, it does help. Resisting the urge to be perfect. All right, how many of us have always been perfectionists? I have to admit. And you know what? It's okay not to be. No one can be perfect. My mother always used to tell me that's why they have erasers on pencils. We all make mistakes. And so now we all have to think of that song from Frozen, let it go, and just really help yourself to let it go and not fret over things. Life's too short, right? Laughing more. I already talked about that, the benefits of laughing, and it's so contagious. And once you start laughing, it gets others laughing too. I have a funny little story. I love to laugh, as I've shared with you. And I love those cute little characters called the Minions. And so one of my teammates through my work history, she had like 30 little Minion dolls, and they would respond to vibrations and start laughing if there was a vibration. Well, we got into a conversation. I started laughing. She started laughing. And then all 30 of the minions started laughing. So we all couldn't stop laughing because it was just so hysterical. So if you're ever having a down moment, just think of 30 minions laughing in your head. Reaching out, social connections are essential, especially during this crazy historical pandemic. Please don't keep yourself in isolation. Reach out and touch someone. We know we can't physically touch, but just what I mean is give a call, stop by a house and wave, or if you're troubled about something, please don't burden yourselves in keeping it inside, because that just festers and doesn't keep you healthy. Share with a trusted friend, please, and family. All righty, everyone. What we want to do is we want to do some relaxation things. And what we're going to start with is the proper breathing. It's the belly breathing. So really, to get the best breath, if everyone could just sit comfortably and good posture, that's the other thing I have to work on, is sitting up straight and not hunching over. My mother is like a little bunny when she walks, and I'm getting to be like my mother, walking around like a little bunny. So please sit up straight, but relax in your chair, please. And relaxing our shoulders, our arms, our hands, and our chest. And what we're going to be doing is I like to hold my hands on my belly, technically the abdomen, but I call it the belly. So this is the one time that you could really let that belly out, because as you're expanding your belly, you're opening up your chest, the diaphragm, and you're getting the best breath from your lungs so that it can then bring all that fresh oxygen through those wonderful blood vessels throughout our bodies. And what we want to do is, as we're going to be pushing our bellies out as we inhale, we're going to be inhaling through our noses, and then we're going to be pushing our bellies back in and pursing our lips and bringing that breath out. And what I'd like you to think about as you are extending your belly and breathing through your nose, think of the words, I'm calm. And as you're pushing your belly in, pursing your lips and blowing that breath out, you're going to think of, I'm warm. And do it nice and peacefully. Don't rush it. Try to really exhale as much as you can. And then, inhale as much as you can, and then slowly exhale. So let's try that once first, okay? So let's do that. And let's try it one more time. Hands on your bellies. And just remember, breathing in, I'm calm, and exhaling out, I'm warm. Now what we're going to try is it's what's called a body scan. And what we're going to do is we're going to relax our muscles by going through a scanning of our bodies and recognizing where we are tense. I think a lot of us know already where we're tense. I know I hold my tension right here in the back of my neck and right here on my shoulders. It's like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. So I know that's one thing that I have been trying to work on. But as we're going through the body scan, we're going to realize and release that tension from these different body parts. And I always suggest that maybe you could, even if you're having trouble sleeping, just doing a body scan, focusing on one part of your body at a time. You'll be asleep by the time you reach your belly button, is what I say. But just focusing on one thing at a time is very peaceful, and it gives our brains a chance to relax. So what I'd like you all to do, please, is to, again, please get comfortable in your chair, sitting up straight, but relax. Relax your shoulders, your chest, your arms, your hands, and please just be quiet in your own little space right there, and I will quietly read the body scan. As you get comfortable in a position, please allow yourself to begin to sink comfortably into the surface below you. You may perhaps begin to allow your eyes gradually to close. From there, please turn your attention to your breath. Breathing in, allowing the breath gradually to go all the way down to your belly, and then breathing out. And again, breathing in and out, noticing the natural rhythm of your breathing. Now allowing your attention to focus on your feet. Starting with your toes, please notice whatever sensations are there. Warmth, coolness, whatever's there. Simply feel it. Using your mind's eye, imagine that as you breathe in, the breath goes all the way down into your toes, bringing with it a new, refreshing air. And now, noticing the sensations elsewhere in your feet, not judging nor thinking about what you're feeling, but simply becoming aware of the experience of your feet as you allow yourself to be fully supported by the surface below you. Next, please focus on your lower legs and knees. These muscles and joints do a lot of work for us, but often we don't give them the attention they deserve. So now, breathe down into the knees, calves, and ankles, noticing whatever sensations appear. See if you can simply stay with the sensations, breathing in new fresh air, and as you exhale, releasing tension and stress and allowing the muscles to relax and soften. Now please move your attention to the muscles, bones, and joints of the thighs, buttocks, and hips. Breathing down into the upper legs, noticing whatever sensations you experience. It may be warmth, coolness, a heaviness, or lightness. You may become aware of the contact with the surface beneath you, or perhaps the pulsing of your blood. What's ever there, what matters is that you are taking time to learn to relax. Deeper and deeper as you breathe in and out. Please move your attention now to your back and chest, feeling the breath fill the abdomen and chest, noticing whatever sensations are there, not judging nor thinking, but simply observing what is right here, right now, allowing the fresh air to nourish the muscles, bones, and joints as you breathe in and then exhaling any tension or stress. Please focus now on the neck, shoulders, arms, and hands. Inhaling down through the neck and shoulders, all the way down to the fingertips. Not trying too hard to relax, but simply becoming aware of your experience of these parts of your body right now in the present moment. Turning now to your face and head, notice the sensations beginning at the back of your head, up along your scalp, and down into your forehead. Then become aware of the sensations in and around your eyes and down into your cheeks and jaw. Continue to allow your muscles to release and soften as you breathe in nourishing fresh air and allow tension and stress to leave as you breathe out. As you drink in fresh air, allow it to spread throughout your body, from the soles of your feet all the way up through the top of your head. And then exhale any remaining excess tension. And now take a moment to enjoy the stillness as you breathe in and out, awake, relaxed, and still. Now, as the body scan comes to a close, we're coming back into the room, bringing with you whatever sensations of relaxation, comfort, peace, whatever is there, knowing that you can repeat this exercise at any appropriate time and place of your choosing. And when you're ready, please open your eyes. How did that feel, my friends? Did you enjoy that? Isn't it very peaceful? All right, my friends. Now I'd like to do some stretching exercises, some warming up exercises. It's always important before you do your exercises to do some warm-ups. So the first one, again, we're going to do a couple of deep breathing. So again, let's place our hands on our bellies and let's do 2 deep breaths. I'm calm. I'm warm. And again. Good job. An exercise that I do love to share with everyone, when we first get out of our beds, before we get ourselves physically out of the bed, I always recommend ankle pumps. And what I mean by that, pretending this is my foot, what I'd like you to do is to extend your toes up and then place them down. And do that at least 5 times in each of the feet before you get out of bed, because we've been just lying there throughout the night and we're stiff. And so we want to make sure that we're going to be stable and steady when we do get up. So it gets the blood circulating. It helps us to wake up. So please, let's try those with our feet, please. So toes pointed up and then extend down. Let's do the other foot, please. Up and down. And before, again, you get out of bed, at least 5 times on each foot, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of morning stretches before we get into more of the exercises. I forgot a couple of the stretches, forgive my silly brain. The good morning stretch, and feel free to do this stretch at any time. It doesn't need to just be in the morning, but a good stretch in the morning is always important and throughout the day. So if everyone could just reach your arms all the way out and wiggle your fingers and try to stretch as far as you're comfortable. Please don't hurt yourself. This is to help you to feel better. And then as you get a chance, let's move slowly to the left and then slowly to the right. And you don't want to go too quickly. When you are moving positions, you want to avoid your blood pressure from dropping. That's called orthostatic hypotension. When we go from sitting to standing, from lying to sitting, sitting to standing, or standing down to sitting, any kind of change of direction, we could cause orthostatic hypotension, especially if we have issues with blood pressure, or sometimes some medications cause it. So that's when you get a little dizzy after changing a position, that's what's going on. So please be deliberate in your moves to go slowly. It's important to go slowly. One of my favorite, as I share with you, my stress in my arms is by my shoulders, is doing shoulder rolls. So you could either go forward at first or backwards first, whichever is most comfortable for you. But you're going to raise your shoulders up and around to the count of 5, please. And whatever is comfortable for you, again, only stretch as far as your body is comfortable doing, please, my friends. And then once you go the one direction, go back the other direction for the count of 5, please. All righty. Now we'll get into the daily exercises that I jumped ahead to. So the ankle pumps is a very good one to do, at least 5 in each foot before you swing your legs around to get going for the day, please and thank you. So now foot circles we're going to do. So if you could please sit with both feet on the floor. If you're in a chair that your feet don't reach, just pretend, and you could do it midair. Sometimes I'm short, so my feet don't always touch the ground. And what we'd like to do is to raise one of your feet and gently rotate 5 times, okay? 5 times one way, 5 times the other, okay? So let's do that, please. And then the other way. And then your other foot, please. 5 times around. And then the other way. We're building up the strength in our ankles. As we're all aging, our stamina, flexibility, and endurance is challenged. So doing these healthy exercises for our feet, our ankles, it's going to help, because that's really a very important focal point in our movements. So we want to strengthen those ankles, please. Now we're going to do seated knee raises, or seated marching. So if we could just lift up our left leg, please, and gently lower it, please. Now lift your right knee, and then down softly. Let's do 3 of these in each leg. So left again and down. Only stretch as far as you're comfortable without hurting yourselves, please. However you can march is good. And that was 3. Thank you, my friends. And these you could do throughout the day when you're sitting there watching television or reading a book. Just moving is important, my friends. Raising those ankles, those feet, and circling, and also doing those marching with your knees. The next we're going to do is we're going to do a rowing. So let's all pretend we're Michael rows a boat. So we're going to put our arms forward, holding on to our oars, our pretend oars. And then we're going to pull our arms back as far as they go comfortably. Don't pull too far, please. And come forward again. And let's do 2 more of these, please. Forward and spread back. Good job. And 1 more. And back. Good job. Good job. All righty. The next one we're going to do is we're going to strengthen our wrists so we could open up that pickle jar. Now, my husband always laughs at me. I used to not be able to even open up the refrigerator door. The door used to win because of that vacuum suction. So I used to entertain him that way, but now I can open up that refrigerator door because I've been doing my exercises. So what we want to do is if you have arms on your chairs, you want to hang your hands down like this. If you don't have, what am I trying to say? The armrest. If you don't have armrest, then just leave your arms, pretending that you do, and just put your hands down. And then you want to bring your hands back to stretch that wrist to get good strength in your wrist. So let's do a couple of more of these. Down and up, down and up. And one more, please. Down and up. Good job. Now we're going to do a finger spread. We're going to spread out our fingers and then make a tight fist. Okay, so we get good movement in those arthritic hands. I know I now have my parents' arthritis in my hands. So we want to stretch those fingers out and make a tight fist. Stretch and fist. Stretch and fist. One more. Stretch those fingers and fist. Thank you, everyone. Good team, good team. Alrighty, now we're going to do some cooling down exercises. Now again, be careful because I don't want anyone to hurt yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our ears to our shoulders to get a good stretch of our neck, but do it gently, please. Only go down as far as you can without forcing it, okay? And let's bring our ear down to our shoulder and just pause there for maybe the count of 3. Feel that nice stretch. And slowly bring it back up and rest for a moment. Count to 3. Now to the right. We don't want to get dizzy, so that's why I always encourage nice and slowly, please, friends. Let's do one more time. Left, please. Middle. And to the right, please. Okay, now we're going to be looking behind ourselves to help, again, stretch our necks. This is good for when we're driving, that we can look behind us. So look to your left, please, and try to go as far as you can without hurting yourselves. Pause there for the count of 3. Slowly come back to the front. Count of 3. And then let's look to the right. Check that no cars are coming. And back to the middle, please. Let's do one more, nice and slowly. Good job. And finally, can everyone please grab yourself and give yourself a nice bear hug? Do it on one way and then switch your arms and hug again. Congratulations, you did a great job. Good job, my friends. All righty, now we're going to do our last relaxation technique called visualization, visual imagery. Thoughts, words, images from our imagination can positively affect our body's well-being. Guided imagery and visualization helps to use our imagination to relieve symptoms and heal our bodies. So now what I'd like to do is to have everyone please return to a comfortable position, and we're going to do a guided imagery script. I'm going to take you for a walk in the country, our beautiful Finger Lakes area. We're so blessed to have such beautiful places to go and to enjoy. And so now we're going to do it visually, please. You're giving yourself some time to quiet your mind and body. Allow yourself to settle comfortably wherever you are right now. If you wish, you can close your eyes. Please breathe in deeply through your nose, expanding your abdomen and filling your lungs, and pursing your lips to exhale through your mouth slowly and completely. allowing your body to sink heavily into the surface beneath you. Once again, breathe in through your nose and all the way down to your abdomen, and then breathe out slowly through pursed lips, letting go of any tension, letting go of anything that's on your mind right now, and just allowing yourself to be present in this moment. Please imagine yourself walking along a peaceful old country road. The sun is gently warming your back. The birds are singing. The air is calm and fragrant. With no need to hurry, you notice your walking is relaxed and easy. As you walk along this way, taking in your surroundings, you come across an old gate. It looks inviting, and you decide to take the path through the gate. The gate creaks as you open it and go through. You find yourself in an old, overgrown garden, flowers growing where they've seated themselves, vines climbing over a fallen tree, soft green tall grasses, shade trees. You notice yourself breathing deeply, smelling the beautiful flowers, listening to the birds and insects, feeling a gentle breeze cool against your skin. All of your senses are alive and responding with pleasure to this peaceful time, peaceful place. When you're ready to move on, you leisurely follow the path out behind the garden, eventually coming to a more wooded area. As you enter this area, your eyes find the trees and plant life restful. The sunlight is filtered through the trees. The air feels mild and a little cooler. You savor the fragrance of the trees and the earth around you, and gradually becoming aware of the sound of a nearby stream. Pausing, you allow yourself to take in the sights and the sounds, breathing in the cool and fragrant air several times. And with each breath, you notice how refreshed you are feeling. Continuing along the path for a while, you come to the stream. It's clear and clean as it flows and tumbles over the rocks and some fallen logs. You follow the path easily along the creek for a way, and after a while, you come out into a sunlit clearing where you discover a small waterfall emptying into a quiet pool of water. You find a comfortable place to sit for a while, a perfect niche where you can feel completely relaxed.
Listen this way.
You feel good as you allow yourself to just enjoy the warmth and solitude of this peaceful place. After a while, you become aware that it's time to return. You will rise and walk back down the path.
Whenever she's done, take it out.
Away
She's
through the cool and fragrant trees, out into the sun-drenched, overgrown garden. One last smell of the beautiful flowers, and out the creaky gate. You leave this country retreat for now and return down the road. You notice you feel calm and rested. You feel grateful and remind yourself that you can visit this special place whenever you wish to take some time to refresh yourself and renew your energy. And now, preparing to bring this period of relaxation to a close, you may just want to take a moment to picture yourself carrying this experience of calm and refreshment with you into the ordinary activities of your life. And when you're ready, Please take a nice deep breath and please open your eyes. How did that feel, my friends? Hopefully that was relaxing as well. I did this presentation over at Ferris Hills and at Clark Meadows, and they asked me if I could come back every week because they were so relaxed. Unfortunately, my schedule didn't allow me to, and of course, then the pandemic came. A closing message. Our wonderful Banny, our teammate in wellness, she also was out in the community teaching children about yoga and relaxation and meditation. And during our lunchtime meditations, when we were able to do that, she shared this metta meditation quote that I think is so beautiful. And this is what I wish for all of you, my dear friends. May you all be happy. Please be healthy. Feel peace. And I hope that you can live your lives with ease. Pat, can you just let me know if you were able to share the handout with everyone? And if not, just remind me that I could send that back out to you.
Gail, do you have the answer?
Yes, I do. And I think it got lost in life. Therefore, Cindy, could you please resend that to my email? Do you have,
Absolutely.
see if you have it, and I will get it out to everybody like later today, early tomorrow. Are you ready for my email?
I do have it here. It's brzusek11@gmail.com.
Okay, but let me give you another one. Are you ready?
Sure.
GSHELLMA at rochester.rr.com. Now my name is Shelmen, but don't
no
think,
N in your email.
no N. G.
I got you.
Okay, girl.
And also, I don't remember, Pat, if I sent you the evaluation form, but Gail, if you don't mind, I'll send you an evaluation form too, because our manager likes to send that out and to have that sent back to her, please, and thank you.
Absolutely, Cindy.
Alrighty, thank you so much. And my dear friends, I can't thank you enough for taking time to take care of yourselves and for allowing me to spend some time with you. I really do appreciate this time together, and I wish you all good health and well-being. And please let this crazy pandemic please leave us so that we could get back to normal as I know I can be.
Thank
Be
you,
well,
Cindy.
my friend. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, my friends. Be well.